Hi friends, welcome to my another video. Today in this video I will discuss about the type of power cable based on its construction. We can classify the power cable by many ways, but in this video I will focus and I will classify the power cable based on its construction. So let's start this video. As we know that the power cables are made up of different layers. The first one is conductor, second one is the insulation over the conductor, the third layer is the inner sheath, the fourth one is armor, and the fifth one is outer sheath. There are many more parts in the cable, but these are the mandatory part and it is the basic part for the cable. So we will understand first about the conductor, then about the insulation, then we will understand about the inner sheath, then about the armor, and lastly we will cover about the PVC outer sheath. So let's start with conductor. As we know well that the conductor are only part in the cable which carries the current. There are different construction for these conductors. Class 1 is solid conductor, class 2 is stranded conductor, class 5 is flexible, and class 6 is extra flexible. So we can classify the cable based on the conductor construction, that is class 1, class 2, class 5 and class 6. Suppose if someone will ask which class conductor cable it is, then we have to analyze the conductor of this cable in order to know it is lies under which class: class 1, class 2, class 5 and class 6. So let us understand what is class 1, class 2, class 5 and class 6. Class 1 stand that the conductor is solid. Here in our example you see that there is a conductor which is solid. Okay, so that conductor in the cable, then that cable class is class 1. Suppose if the cable have the stranded conductors, okay, here you see it is twisted and stranded. So then if that is the conductor arrangement in the cable, then that cable is called class 2 cable. And suppose if we have a stranded cable but the conductor are very fine, then that conductor is called flexible class 5 cable. And if the conductor is very fine, the strands are very fine compared to class 5, then that conductor in that cable is called class 6 cable, which is extra flexible. Here you see in class 1 the conductor are in solid, class 2 conductor are in twisted standard, but the cross section area of each conductor is comparatively bigger than class 5 and class 6. If you will compare class 5 and class 6 conductor, then you will find the strand of class 6 conductor is very fine compared to class 5. So as the strand size become finer and finer, the flexibility of the conductor increase more and more. So solid class 1 is not that much flexible and it will break easily by using 1 or 2 bend. Class 2 is the flexible conductor but not as flexible compared to class 5. Class 5 is a flexible conductor but not as flexible as class 6. Hope you got the difference between class 1, class 2, class 5 and class 6. So what we understood so far, the class 1 and class 2 conductor we are generally using for the fixed installation, and class 5 and class 6 we are using for where the cable movement are required, like in the lift. With the lift movement, cable will move. So in that case, we have to go for class 6 conductor. For the cranes, with the crane movement, the cable will move, so we need class 6 conductor. Okay, so based on the classes, we classified the conductor of the cable. Now, as per the material, we have conductor is made up of aluminum, conductor may be made up of copper, conductor can be made up of silver or silver plated, conductor may be made up of nickel and conductor may be nickel plated, conductor may be tin plated, and it can be made up of any high strength alloy. What does it mean? Let me explain you the advantage and disadvantage of each conductor. In this photo, this conductor is made up of aluminum. Aluminum is cheap, is widely available, so it is cheap and it is widely available, but it is comparatively less conductive than copper. Okay. Next conductor material is copper. Copper are relatively expensive than aluminum, but it has comparatively high conductivity compared to aluminum. Now let us move to the other material, that is silver. Some cable conductor are made up of Ag, that will be used in aerospace, but some of the cable which is made up of copper but it is plated with Ag, that is silver. Okay, when a copper conductor is plated with the silver coating, then we can use that cable with the operating range of 400 degrees Celsius. So it will enhance the temperature range application for the copper cable. Silver cable we can use from -65 degrees Celsius to 260 degrees Celsius. So that's why we are using this silver cable in the aerospace application. The other material used in conductor for the cable is nickel or nickel plated and tin plated. Nickel cable are very rare, but the nickel plated cable are very common. When we will do the coating on the copper cable with the nickel, then that cable is called nickel plated copper cable. With this plating, the cable property will enhance and we can use that cable till 750 degree of Celsius. And as we know that the coppers are reactive to the humidity and temperature, when we will do the tin coating over the copper cable, then it will increase the resistivity of copper cable against corrosion. The other type of material used in the conductor of cable is the high strength alloy conductor. These type of cable are generally used in the overhead line transmission in order to provide strong strength to the cable in order to run through a long distance. So these type of cable are used in the overhead lines. Now, depending on the shape of the conductor, there are different types of cable. As you see, when you will bunch the strand and insulate it with the insulation, then that arrangement of conductor is called bunch arrangement. In this example, you see we just bunch the conductor and insulated with the insulating material, then that arrangement of conductor is a bunch arrangement. The other shapes of the conductor are concentric contra helica and concentric unile. Here you see there is one strand and other twisted strands are facing this direction, and over it there are other set of strands twisted in this direction. So such arrangement of the conductor is called concentric contra-helical conductor. And in another example you see there is a strand of the conductor and over it there is other strands on the conductor, and over it there is another strands of conductor, but both are facing in same direction. In this case one is facing in this direction, twisting in this direction, another is twisting in this direction. But in concentric unile all the strands are twisted in same direction, layer by layer. Then that cable conductor arrangement is called concentric unile. Now there is one another shape of the conductor, that is rope lay. Here you see like a rope, if we will bind the conductor then that arrangement of conductor is called rope lay. There are many classification also for the rope lay, like S twisted and Z twisted. Okay, this is all about the construction of conductor in a cable. I have covered almost all topic related to conductor for a cable. Okay, sometime we have seen the core arrangement of a cable is circular pattern, and some cable have the core arrangement in a shape of triangle. When a cable have a core arrangement in a shape of oval or triangle, then that arrangement is called standard shaped compact, and when it is circular then it is called standard circular. Hope you understood about the conductor. Now let us move for the insulation which is over the conductor. This is the insulation. The insulation provided on each conductor can be mainly PVC, XLPE and rubber insulated. Based on the insulation, the operating temperature for that conductor will decide. For example, if a cable insulation is made up of PVC type A, then we can use that cable till 75 degrees of Celsius. When the insulation on the cable is PVC type B, then we can go till 85 degrees of Celsius. When a conductor have insulation PVC type C, then we can go for 85 degrees Celsius. For XLPE cable, cross link polyethylene cable, we can use that cable till 90 degrees Celsius. And when there is a rubber insulation EPR-IE1, then we can go till 90 degrees of Celsius. And when the insulation is rubber EPR-IE2, EPR-IE3, EPR-IE4 and silicon EI5, then we can go till 150 degrees Celsius. With this chart we understood that with the insulation type, the operating temperature of that cable will vary. With the PVC we can go from 75 to 85. With XLPE insulation we can use that cable till the operating temperature 90 degrees Celsius, and with the different rubber insulation we can go from 90 degrees Celsius to 150 degrees Celsius. Now insulations are of many type, like as I told you, PVC, polyvinyl chloride. You will find some cable have the insulation SRPVC, that is semi rigid polyvinyl chloride. Some of the cable you will find that the insulation is mentioned that plenum PVC. On some of the cable it is mentioned polyethylene PE. On some of the cable insulation is mentioned polypropylene. and some of the cable it is mentioned that polyurethane. Based on the insulation on the PVC on the conductor, the operating temperature of that conductor will change. In same way, as I told you, the insulation can be made up of rubber. So based on different types of rubber, different type of chemical combination of rubber, the cable operating temperature will change. So just take a screenshot and read all the point. You will get more idea about the insulation. Now let us move to the next part of the cable, that is the inner sheath, which is this one, inner sheath. The main purpose of inner sheath is to give shape to the cable. Okay, it is the main important uses of inner sheath. This portion of cable is also known as inner sheath. Mostly it is used in the multi-core cable. It works as a binder for the insulated conductor together in a multi-core power cable and provide bedding to the armor. This portion of cable is mainly made up of PVC and rubber. What does it mean? Here it is also providing, this inner sheath is also providing bedding to the armored, and this inner sheath is also providing a proper shape to the conductor. Okay, so it is all about the inner sheath. It is generally made up of PVC and rubber. This is very important part to discuss, that is armoring. Here you see this portion of the cable is called armoring. The main purpose of armoring of the cable is to provide mechanical strength and to avoid any damages to the insulation of the cable through any mechanical stress on the cable. So armoring of the cable is providing mechanical strength to the cable. The armor of the cable can be classified into 4 parts: wire braid armor cable, steel wire armored cable, steel tape armor cable, and aluminium armor cable. What does it mean? You see, when the armor is in such arrangement, then that arrangement of the armor is called wire braid armored cable. And when the armoring is made up of steel in a wire shape, then that arrangement of armor is called steel wire armored. And when the armor is made up of aluminium in a wire shape, then that arrangement of armor is called aluminium wire armored. This is another type of armor, that is steel tape armored. Here you see there is no wire shape armored, it is proper steel tape. So such arrangement in the armor is called steel tape armor cable. Aluminium wire armored, which I already told you, when the armor is made up of aluminium and it is in the wire shape, then it is called aluminium wire armor. Aluminium wire armor we are using for the single core wires, and steel wire armor we are using for 4 core or 3 core cable. Okay, now let us move to the last part of the cable, that is the outer sheath. This is the outer sheath of the cable. This outer sheath is giving protection against the atmosphere, like against any chemical, against moisture, against a humidity, and it is also giving covering to the steel wire armored or aluminium wire armored or any type of other armored like steel tape armored. It is giving cover and protection to the armor also from the atmosphere. This is enhancing the mechanical strength of the cable also. Okay, Based on the type of material like PVC, PE, XLPE, EPR and paper oil, the application of the cable will differ. You read out all these points, okay? Take the screenshot and read out all the points. You will get more idea about this one related to outer sheath of the cable. I hope you find this video informative, and if you really like this video, then please give thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. We will meet in any other video. Till then, take care, keep learning, and bye bye. Thank you so much.